Hey everybody, it's Christy. I am not in the Ramsey Ranch Kitchen. I am at Dollywood. Why am I at Dollywood and not in my kitchen? Well, I have to get something that's very important for today's video. I have to get some of the real Dollywood cinnamon bread up at the grist mill, and I want you to come along with me. We're gonna get some, and then we're gonna go home to the Ramsey Ranch Kitchen and make some. And it might even be better than Dollywood's. So come along with me. And I'm gonna show you a little bit of Dollywood along the way.
Oh, it's a simple living in the hills of Tennessee. But Brooks and Christy say that's the life for me.
As we make our way through Dollywood to the grist mill, the mecca of cinnamon bread, take a look at some of the sights and sounds of the Food and Flower Festival here in the park. Behind me is the mecca of cinnamon bread. It is the place that everybody has to go when they come to Dollywood, so we are going to get the OG cinnamon bread. This arrow points to the grist mill. So the cinnamon bread is $12.99 per loaf here in the park. We're going in. Oh my goodness, the smell is amazing. This is the best place to stand in Dollywood. In the doors of the grist mill is cinnamon bread scented air conditioning. It is the best. Look at the rows and rows of cinnamon bread. So this is how the Dollywood cinnamon bread comes, and you get your choice of either frosting or icing or apple butter. And all right, look at that deliciousness. We are gonna see if I can duplicate or improve on the Dollywood cinnamon recipe. Stay tuned, you will be back in the Ramsey Ranch Kitchen. By the way, this is still warm. I'm actually gonna wrap it in a bag to keep it fresh. The cinnamon bread has been put in a protective plastic sleeve so that it stays fresh until I make my own so that we can compare. Hey everybody. Now welcome back into the Ramsey Ranch Kitchen. We are home from Dollywood. We've got our real cinnamon bread. And we have what we need to make cinnamon bread at home that is either as good or, hey, it could even be better. I guess we're going to find out. So I have here an original Dollywood cinnamon bread pan. This is a very valuable pan. Not really. It's just a tin pan. But I wanted to make it as authentically as possible, so we saved one from the last time. And we're gonna make it in there. We are using the Rhodes dinner rolls. I'm gonna pop that up on the screen. I've actually had mine in a pan already rising for several hours. I think I have 10 rolls in here. So in these bowls, I have, now this is gonna make a couple of different loaves. This is for more than one. If you only want one, I would cut it in half. I've got a 1/4 cup of cinnamon, 1/4 cup of white sugar, and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and a whole stick of butter. Yep, whole stick of butter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this kind of how Dollywood does it, although they use full loaves. I'm going to use biscuit sized pieces, so to speak. And we're gonna have to let this rise again. So first thing we gotta do, I'm actually gonna switch these around because I have them in the wrong order. is dunk it in butter. Yes, please. And roll it really well in the cinnamon and sugar mix. And then we're going to layer it in our pan just like this. I'm gonna take off another hunk and kind of form a biscuit sized piece. Dunk it in butter. Oh yeah. And roll it in the cinnamon and sugar mixture. Now I have watched them make the cinnamon bread before. I've done my time in the work field at Dollywood. I used to be a photographer there a long time ago. But I would hang out with Miss Lillian. If you don't know who Miss Lillian is, the chicken lady. Maybe I can find a video and pop one up. Anyway, occasionally I would go into the gristmill and chat with the ladies and Miss Lillian about the cinnamon bread if it wasn't busy. Of course, now that doesn't happen. There is no not busy at the cinnamon bread house in the gristmill. But they literally would take the whole loaf and drop it down into a giant vat of butter. And, well, I guess my biggest question is was it really butter or was it a butter substitute? Alright, so if you can see what I'm doing here, they usually average about 5 to 6 slices per pan. So I have probably just about enough here. So I'm just kind of forming a biscuit, dunking it in butter, and rolling it. So over on our other channel, and I think I mentioned this in the Empty Tomb roll recipe for Easter, we had a British family who are fans of our other channel, Smoky Mountain Faith Food and Fun. The 12-year-old Harry, they did a video with us trying Southern food for the first time. The 12-year-old Harry said his favorite thing at Dollywood was the cinnamon bread. So I've got my last one done here. So I am dunking it in the cinnamon sugar. And I actually forgot an important step because I was so excited to get started on this. By the way, it smells like the gristmill in here. So I'm actually going to take these back out for a second because I forgot to do something important. Hey, this is real life. And I'm a busy lady. Okay, so I'm actually going to take some of the butter and brush it on the inside of my pan well, because that would be a travesty if the cinnamon bread stuck. Oh. Alright, we've got our buttered pan. Alright, now I'm going to put these back in. So I'm just I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Stacking these one on top of another. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let these rise for about 30 minutes. I'm going to preheat my oven to 300 degrees and they will bake for about 30 minutes. It depends on your oven, of course. And then we're going to come back and see it. And I'm going to blindfold Brooks and see if he can tell the difference. We'll be back. Well, my friends, I would say that this has risen. Indeed. So we're going to put it in the oven. Slide it in. Oh my goodness. Well, it smells like the gristmill in here, doesn't it?
It does.
No, honestly.
No, it does.
Brooks is blindfolded. He has not seen the finished product. He's only smelled it. So I am going to, for test and control purposes, remove the center slice from each of these loaves. And I'm taking a piece from the bottom to control so that we're not getting one end piece and one. So exhibit A and exhibit B here. Maybe this is exhibit B. There we go. Alright. Let me just tell him which. So you have 2 plates in front of you.
Okay.
You pick whichever hand you want to pick. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's one. Yeah.
Is that 2?
Yep.
That's 2 plates.
Yep,
Okay.
2 plates.
I'm left-handed.
Okay, so pick whichever one.
Okay.
This is not the first time I've blindfolded him for a video, y'all.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine? Oh gosh, it's funny. So this is a real deal test, guys. We'll see which one he prefers. I want him to be honest.
Hang on.
They do look different.
Well, I ain't even seen it yet, so it don't matter. Wow, this one better.
Okay.
This one has better texture, but it's a little, I don't know, it's a little plain.
Okay.
This one has more flavor.
Okay.
So
You can remove your blind, or I'll remove your blindfold. Okay, so
hang on, I gotta put my glasses on.
this is a real deal test, guys. We'll see which one he prefers. I want him to be honest.
Hang on.
They do look different.
Well, I ain't even seen it yet, so it don't matter. Wow, this one better.
Okay.
This one has better texture, but it's a little, I don't know, it's a little plain.
Okay.
This one has more flavor.
Okay.
So
You can remove your blind, or I'll remove your blindfold. Okay, so
hang on, I gotta put my glasses on.
oh Lord, I'll pause for a minute. Why are your glasses broke?
They're not broke.
They are.
No, they're not broke.
Okay. So Brooks chose Dollywood's.
I can tell the difference in the two.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And this is Dollywood's.
No, that's Dollywood's. You chose Dollywood's.
That is Dollywood's?
Yes.
Yours looks way better than Dollywood's.
Well, mine is bigger, and I think it's because I used maybe a few too many of the bread rolls.
Are you kidding me that this is
That
Dollywood's?
is Dollywood's.
That does not look like Dollywood's. I'm used to Dollywood's looking like that. That's crazy. Yours looks more like Dollywood's.
I think Dollywood's. Let me see that. Let me take a little bite.
Oh, look at that.
They're very similar.
What is this?
That's mine. They're very similar. Dollywood's is a little bit juicier, I think, like more moist. I would reduce the number of rolls because these actually rose way beyond my expectations to maybe 8. And I think we would be very close. So yes, I did do this without testing it first because I actually thought, okay, this is going to be a no-brainer. But there is also an ingredient in the Dollywood that I didn't want to use.
I know what it is. It's corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
Yeah.
So,
Yours is probably the healthier version. I mean, can there really be a healthy version of cinnamon bread?
they are so close though, honestly.
They are close.
Like,
And the corn syrup actually might even be the difference.
this is a little crustier on the top.
Yes.
But the bottom is very juicy.
So I prefer your texture. Because look at the texture of this bread.
Yeah, it's great.
See that?
They're similar.
Look at that.
They're very similar.
The texture of your bread is awesome. Where this looks like dainty and like
Okay, so
bread loaf. This does have a little bit better taste though.
which I'm surprised because I used a lot of cinnamon. All of that being said, you can play around with your recipe if you'd like. If I'm craving Dollywood cinnamon bread, I would say that this is a very close second. So if you can't get to the park, this is basically how you make it. And it works out.
Just no corn syrup.
Well, that has corn syrup.
Right.
The Dollywood has corn syrup.
Right. Theirs does. Yours does not.
I believe that the corn syrup may be in the butter mixture.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna go to waste.
That is not. Loaves like that don't last long around here. Your mom used to say that.
She said that when she didn't like something.
Yeah, but she was joking about it. But
Oh no, she's not joking.
no, you know what I'm saying. She was trying not to hurt people's feelings. I ain't gonna hurt your feelings because I'm gonna eat that.
It is
Because it's good.
super close.
It's very close. And again, the thing that I like most
I
about
do like
yours,
the texture on this better too, actually.
absolutely, that's what I'm saying. If you look at the texture here,
And we did reheat this according to the directions.
oh, you did, okay.
Okay. Well,
Do you like apple butter or icing?
I like apple butter.
So Dolly uses both.
Dolly uses apple butter and icing, apparently.
That's her combo with the cinnamon bread.
More or less. Which one do you want? Yes, please. A little bit of a history lesson about the Dollywood cinnamon bread.
So the grist mill opened in 1982. It was built, and it was actually one of the first functioning grist mills in Tennessee in over 100 years, which I think is really neat.
So it's a working mill.
Working mill, and it was built to look like it was a century old, which I think is really, really neat. But they did that, of course, as it was Silver Dollar City at the time.
Originally.
Yeah, at the time. Because we can't say Silver Dollar City originally.
I went there when it was Silver Dollar City.
It was Gold Rush Junction,
Mm-hmm.
and it was also Rebel Railroad.
Yeah.
It was actually Rebel Railroad first. So that's the lineage of Dollywood. It was Rebel Railroad, Gold Rush Junction, Silver Dollar City, and then Dollywood. And the Hershins and Dolly purchased it in 1986.
Okay.
May 3rd, which that's coming up very soon.
Yeah, 40th anniversary.
Dolly will be here for that.
That's what I heard.
That's what we've heard. And also, they've just got the new Dollywood Hollywood sign up.
They do. I did show that.
Which is very cool.
As we walked through the park to get to the grist mill. Interesting fact is Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri, the original one, began serving cinnamon bread there around the same time that they opened Silver Dollar City here, and so they decided to go ahead and carry that over. And then when Dolly bought it and Hershey family bought it, they decided to keep the cinnamon bread tradition going.
Yep.
And it is one of the it is probably the most popular attraction in the park.
There can be lines for an hour for cinnamon bread.
Yeah,
really.
It's crazy.
They'll wrap around the grist mill. It's but Dollywood is really starting to come up with some unique ideas about how to get that ordered.
Yes.
And get people in and out.
It's very different than how it was back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You go get and you pay for a ticket basically, then you head into the grist mill and you get it.
$10 ticket, and you're out the door.
So I would just use a few less of the bread rolls to make it a bit more compact, like the Dollywood loaf. I did not expect it to rise like the cinnamon bread that ate Japan.
It is risen.
Indeed.
Indeed.
And yes. I would go from there for the next one. But
look how good your texture is, though.
It is. I actually enjoy the texture of this better than that.
Much better.
That's just a little bit moister than the other. He hates the word moist.
Yeah, I'll say that word.
But
juicy.
I ain't mad at this.
I ain't mad about it.
I ain't mad about it. It's that saying everybody uses now. I'm not mad about it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video because it was fun to create, and you know what? He picked Dollywood's, and that's okay. They are the OG. However, if you cannot get to Dollywood, you can make it at home fairly easily. Mm-hmm. There is going to be a link in the description for my friend Lori from Whippoorwill Holler for a nice sweetbread. If you can't get the yeasty bread rolls that rise in the freezer section, I would definitely, making your own sweet dough is not difficult. So I will put that in the description so that those of you abroad who maybe don't have frozen yeast rolls can make your own Dollywood cinnamon bread.
So Harry, if Harry's out there watching,
our little young fan Harry from the
have
UK.
Mom Alwyn get in the kitchen and cook you up something good.
That's right. Since he took my line, I am going to just say, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the Ramsey Ranch Kitchen. We're going to be doing more, and who knows what field trip we might take you on next, or maybe we'll just be here in the kitchen. But until then, get you in the kitchen and make you up something good. That is my Appalachian slang phrase.
Something.
Yeah.
I like it.
Get you in the kitchen. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. And if you wanted to actually see what we did at Dollywood the whole day, head over to Smoky Mountain Faith Food and Fun, our other channel. And we've got a little bit more in-depth video at Dollywood, and that will be out. That will be out before this video, so it will be there. So take a look for it. In the meantime, we love y'all and have a wonderful week.
God bless you guys.